Hey there, financial adventurers! Ever wanted to peek into the mind of one of the world's most celebrated investors? Well, today's your lucky day. We've distilled the wisdom from what many are calling Warren Buffett's most iconic interview ever. We are thrilled to share the golden nuggets with you. Warren, the Oracle of Omaha, has some timeless wisdom that could be the key to unlocking your own treasure chest of intelligent investment decisions. Ready to dive deep into these critical takeaways? Well, let's get started. Did you know that every successful person has a story, a mentor, or a moment that changed their life? For Warren, that mentor was Ben Graham. Ben wasn't just any ordinary guy. He was a superstar at Columbia University. He's like the LeBron James of security analysis. Thanks to Ben, Warren picked up some crucial skills and knowledge.
Talk to you about Ben Graham. I've had some lucky days in my life, but one of the luckiest was in 1949 when I was 19 years old in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I picked up a copy of The Intelligent Investor. It not only changed my investment philosophy, it really changed my whole life.
Now imagine being part of a team that's trying to take over a big company. That's precisely what happened with Warren when he played a considerable role in the takeover of ABC by another company called Capital Cities. It's like being the star player in a big championship game. With that move, Warren didn't just become any shareholder, he became the MVP, the largest shareholder of this new and more significant company. Think of it like owning the most cards in a Monopoly game. Speaking of Monopoly, let's talk money. We all dream of having a piggy bank filled with coins, but Warren? Well, he's got a net worth of more than $500 million. That's 500 million piggy banks. And the coolest part? While many people like to make things complicated, Warren believes in keeping it simple. Like how in school, sometimes the most straightforward answer is the correct one. Warren's investment style is straight to the point and easy to grasp. He once said the business schools reward difficult, complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. So next time you think of a solution, remember Warren and keep it simple. So before we dive deeper, if you're enjoying this dive into the life and lessons of Warren Buffett, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss out on more insightful content like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Every click supports our journey to bring you the best of the investment world. Ever heard of the saying, it's not about working hard, but working smart? Warren lives by this when it comes to investing. Let's dive into his golden rules. Rule number 1, don't lose money. That sounds simple, right? Imagine you've saved up your allowance for a toy. However, instead of buying it, you invest in lemonade stand materials, hoping to make even more money. If it rains the next day, you've lost your chance. That's why Warren says to play it safe first. Rule number 2, he emphasizes never forget the first rule. It's so crucial he mentions it twice. It's like how teachers always remind us to double-check our answers.
The first rule in investment is don't lose. And the second rule in investment is don't forget the first rule, and that's all the rules there are.
But here's a plot twist. Do you think you need to be a genius to be a good investor? Nope. Warren believes that having a calm and stable attitude is way more critical. It's like being in a school play. But if you stay calm under the spotlight, you'll shine. He said it's not your IQ, but your temperament that counts. Now picture this. 2 friends argue about which basketball team is the best. One says it's the one with the most fans, but the other one thinks it's about the team's strategy and skill. Warren agrees with the second friend. In investing, it's about more than how many people like a stock, but whether the facts and reasons behind it make sense. Sadly, not all investors think this way. Many are like racehorses, always chasing after the next big thing, looking at the stock prices instead of really getting to know the companies behind them. It's like judging a book by its cover without ever reading the story inside. Lastly, Warren teaches us a valuable lesson. Imagine buying a toy just because it's popular, only to realize it's not that fun. The same goes for stocks. The current price tag only sometimes shows the real worth of a business. Warren advises us to understand the actual value of something before jumping in. He wisely points out price is what you pay, value is what you get. So next time you think of investing your hard-earned allowance or choosing where to spend your time, channel your inner Warren and remember his golden rules. Picture two places: a bustling, noisy city filled with skyscrapers and a serene, peaceful town where you can hear birds chirp. Which one would you guess is home to the one of the world's most brilliant investors? You might think it's the city, right? Well, surprise, it's the quiet town. Warren chose to live in Omaha, Nebraska, a place where the tallest things might be the corn stalks and not the towering buildings you'd find on Wall Street. But why?
How can you stay away from Wall Street? Well, if I were on Wall Street, I'd probably be a lot poorer. You get overstimulated in Wall Street, and you hear lots of things, and you may shorten your focus, and a short focus is not conducive to long profits.
Well, imagine trying to read a book in the middle of a loud concert. Pretty tricky, huh? Well, that's how Warren sees Wall Street. It's noisy, distracting, and full of whispers about the next big thing. Everyone's rushing, and there's always some new tip or rumor. It's like being in a classroom where everyone's talking at once. In contrast, Omaha is like a quiet library. Warren can think deeply in this place, focus on his work, and make intelligent decisions without all the chaos. He once mentioned, in the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. In a quiet place like Omaha, he can look back, think ahead, and see everything more clearly. The calm environment of Omaha allows Warren to avoid the noise or unnecessary information and distractions. It's like when we study for a big test. Sometimes it's best to find a quiet spot away from distractions so we can truly focus. So think like Warren the next time you need to make a big decision or study for that challenging exam. Find your Omaha, that peaceful space where you can tune out the noise and focus on what really matters. Remember, sometimes the best ideas come when we're in the quietest places. Now let's step into the shoes of an investor for a moment. Like a schoolyard at recess, the market is buzzing, with different stocks calling out like friends wanting to play. But how do you choose the suitable game, or the proper team, or the correct stock in the investment world? Well, Warren likens this process to a baseball game. But here's the catch. In Warren's game, you're not just any player, but the star batter, and you get to decide when to swing.
They may be wonderful pitches to swing at, but if you don't know enough, you don't have to swing. And you can sit there and watch thousands of pitches, and finally you get one right there where you want it, something that you understand, and then you swing.
Know your playground. Investing is not about chasing every ball. Instead, think of it as a treasure hunt. The goal? To find things that are undervalued. But how do you do that? Well, first you need a map. Your areas of expertise. If Warren knows the ins and outs of chewing gum, he'll invest in a gum company and not in rocket ships. Knowing what you're good at is crucial. Steer clear of murky waters. Imagine diving into a lake where you can't see anything below. That's pretty scary, right? Well, that's how Warren feels about sectors he doesn't understand, like technology. Sure, companies like IBM shine bright in the tech world, but Warren admits he doesn't get the tech jargon. And that's okay. He says risk comes from not knowing what you're doing, so he sticks to what he knows. Patience is key. Imagine waiting for the perfect dessert at a buffet. You don't grab just anything, you wait for your absolute favorite. Warren believes in this patience. He doesn't jump at every tempting treat in the vast buffet of the stock market. Warren waits for that perfect pitch, the stock he understands like the back of his hand. When he sees it, he knows it's time to swing. So investing is more about than just being the quickest or the most active. It's about being the most competent player on the field. Remember what Warren says. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. So stay patient, learn constantly, and wait for your perfect pitch. Imagine the stock market as a giant video game. Each stock is like a character. You're the player trying to select the best one. The fun part? You don't have to rush. You can wait, analyze, and choose when you're 100% confident. The power of patience. Just because there's a shiny new stock doesn't mean you have to jump at it. Warren believes that there's no ticking clock forcing you to act in the securities business. It's like fishing. You can wait for the biggest, juiciest fish and let the small ones pass by. Warren wisely says, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Investing requires patience for the best results. Pressure cooker. But what about the pros? Believe it or not, many professional money managers struggle to wait. Why? Well, imagine having many friends shouting at you to pick a character quickly in your video game. It's distracting and stressful. These managers face something similar. Their clients often scream, well, figuratively, "Pick now, hurry up." This loud noise can make it complicated for them to think straight.
But their clients will start yelling, "Swing, you bum," from the stands, and that's very tough for people to do.
Keeping it simple. Ever heard of the saying, sometimes less is more? Well, that's what Warren thinks about investing. While many folks, especially those smarty pants professors, love making things complicated, Warren believes in simplicity. He hints it's not always easy to do what's unpopular, but that's where you make your money. So the trick isn't about having the fanciest strategy, but the simplest one you can believe in. In a nutshell, remember the stock market isn't a race, it's a marathon. In the long run, the tortoise, with its patience and simplicity, can indeed beat the hare. So, take your time, think it through, and make intelligent moves. Phew, quite the journey through Warren's mind. From the quiet streets of Omaha to the bustling alleys of Wall Street, we've journeyed alongside the wisdom of a man whose insights have transformed countless financial futures. Remember, it's not just about the money or the stocks. It's about understanding, patience, and above all, simplicity. The Oracle has spoken. Now it's your turn to implement these insights. So, fellow financial explorers, take a leaf out of Warren's book and pave your unique path in investing. After all, as Warren often says, the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. Until next time, keep investing smartly.